Hello everybody, welcome back to Robot Tech. My name is Scouter005. Today, we're here with Smokinace007. How are you? As usual. How are you?
Not too bad. Just surviving the
Apocalypse?
heat.
Wait, what?
Wow.
Basically.
How are you today, sir?
Good. I hear a thank you is in order today. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. You'll remember it eventually, but until then, if you're new to this, welcome. My name's Scouter005. We already introduced each other. You know who we are. I don't know why I'm saying this again. But, yeah. If you don't know this, we talk about games every month and gaming topics. And, mostly importantly, usually a subject matter to games. So, real quick, I usually start off with what games did you play last month?
You go with this first, sir.
Okay. Well, I played Planet Coaster just recently, and then Planet Coaster. Oh yeah, did I mention this last one? I don't remember. I upgraded my computer.
Oh dang!
I think I told you this. I don't.
You told me. I don't remember if you mentioned it in the podcast.
Probably. Well, I finally got my hands on the 3060, and I.
Oh dang!
Yeah.
Gaming in the future.
So I could play Planet Coaster without exploding my computer. Streaming it rather, and that's all that matters.
Gets brand new computer hardware, plays 10-year-old game. How old is Planet Coaster?
2016. Yeah.
I was thinking it was older than that.
Wait,
that's still 5 years.
Maybe
in gaming, that's ancient.
Am I right on that? I just looked it up too.
I'll let you know.
Because, anyways,
2016, you're right.
Yeah, dang it. Dang.
Doubting yourself.
Resident Evil 4, Separate Ways. You play as Ava, and it's pretty quick, easy. If you beat it, you could unlock a new... And I don't think I ever done it. But if you beat it, and no surprise, I'm playing Resident Evil 4. If you beat it, you get to be Pimp Leon. It's a gangster Leon. There's a special outfit, and he's pimptastic. Honestly, he's
pimptastic. Dang.
Honestly, it's pretty. Like all the cutscenes are like that, of course, and it's chef kiss. Then Not Tonight, and. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna skip that one.
Fair enough.
I just played a game for 8 hours. I don't want to talk about it.
What game was that?
No, just what games did you play last month?
For everybody who doesn't know, Scouter played a very fun tactical game called XCOM.
Man.
And he beat it, right? You beat it, didn't you?
Oh my
god,
beat it? That was. I don't think I've ever experienced hell in my life. Like, I should have at least either two options for next time. Either raise the milestone for a higher amount for that game, or not play it for that long, because that was hell. I don't think...
I need to stream that game.
Oh my god, it's just so...
I haven't played it in a while.
It's so frustrating. And I also had a hot tub stream.
Fact.
Well, the good news is I got get rid of a lot of things on my wish list. But anyways, you go before I.
Fair enough.
And I did not play Fortnite at all last month. That also didn't happen.
Nice.
Yeah.
But anywho, as far as games that I played. My brain is failing me now. I played some MLB The Show. Played some of the kind of franchise, like make your own player in that. I was having a lot of fun with that. Playing some baseball and whatnot. Also played some more of Final Fantasy V, which I actually, as part of my gaming goals for 2021, that was the game that I beat this last month. I had an absolute blast with it. It is one of my top favorite Final Fantasy games. It's really good. The story's great. The characters are amazing. The job system is incredible. So for anybody who likes turn-based RPGs, classic JRPGs, if you haven't played Final Fantasy V...
Final Fantasy Scouter.
Yeah, it takes a little more skill than some Resident Evil. But but no, it's one of those. It's definitely not a game that will like convert anyone. If you don't like JRPGs or turn-based combat, you're not.
Okay, shoot, I'm out of that one.
I don't know about that. Hey, maybe you should make a vote of either you play a Final Fantasy or XCOM. We'll see how much you vote for Final Fantasy there.
Oh my god.
But
I'll make so many Twitter accounts. You can't even believe it.
I can make them faster. That game will actually tie into our topic for the day. But another game that I played, I went back and I've started playing more of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I don't know if I've talked much about it on stream, but I'm not a big fan of the game. I don't like it that much, but I promised last year with an extra life incentive that if I hit a certain amount, I would finally beat Breath of the Wild, and I'm finally getting back to it. So I'm making good on that, and I'm making more progress, but I will update soon on that. But really quick, I know you usually have this, but in gaming news, this week has been Gamescom.
And that's the end of that. All right, next thing. But yeah, go on.
Arguably.
I was going to bring it up, actually, but go on.
Oh, I was just going to say, I wanted to finally be the one to bring news, even though it's pretty much what everybody knows.
Yeah.
I was just excited there's been a lot of things announced and whatnot. Kind of excited to see the new Saints Row reboot. It looks like it could be kind of an interesting, kind of going a little bit more grounded, like with some of the more recent, I say recent, but it's been a little bit since they've released the Saints Row game. They've kind of gotten into more over-the-top arcadey, and I think this one's still going to have some, but it looks like they're bringing it to a little bit more kind of realistic, just a little more grounded, I should say. It's not, you're not going to have superpowers like in the one, which that was fun. Those were fun games. They had their place and were really good. But yeah, I think that this is a kind of a good direction for a reboot. We got to see a little bit more for Lego Star Wars, which I'm beyond excited about. I'm sad to see that the release date isn't until next year, but with no information that we've had, I think it's a good call since it seems like they don't quite have the game together yet. Saw a little bit more for Jet the Far Shore. Kind of interested in that one. That one comes out pretty soon, so I thought they were going to show some more. Maybe they'll show a little bit more because they still have another day of Gamescom. But yes?
Yeah, I'll keep going because I'm gonna. No, let's go on.
Oh, the two last things I have. They showed a little bit more for Death Stranding Director's Cut. I know that is a very divisive game. I'm really excited to see the Director's Cut version and check that out. And the last one that I was excited about was Shredder's Revenge, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles kind of ninja arcadey sort of beat-em-up game. I'm excited to see that one when it comes out. I don't think they gave a release date for it, but yeah, that one seems like it'll be a good callback to kind of that arcade style game. And that's all I got kind of from Gamescom.
Yeah, I was just disappointed. I watched a little bit of it. I think it just kind of rerun pretty much what was the game convention. I forgot. I don't even know. What was the earlier one? E3.
E3.
Sorry, thank you.
Yeah. No, I agree.
It just stapled, and I don't know. I was just watching it, and I was like, all right, I'm done. I will say, go.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I forgot. I haven't watched it yet, but I think they showed a little bit more gameplay for Age of Empires 4. I meant to check that out, but
yeah, they did some like award thing at the end, right? And they're like, Age of Empires, this game, and this game won. I'm like, everyone in chat like was like rigged, and like pissed. Like they're like. Age of Empires. It's still.
I really hope.
I don't even know why they did that award thing at the end. That was just really random to me. And like, I don't know. I was like, clearly they pissed people off with like. I was like, Age of Empires. Clearly, nope. This game. I'm like, what the heck? Where? What?
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'm very excited. For that, I really hope that they keep the core Age of Empires. Also, you probably won't like it, but I don't know if you saw the Marvel announcement. Sounds like it's basically going to be a XCOM-like game in a way.
Great.
But
I'll pick that right up. I'll pre-order it right now.
But yeah, they didn't really show too much, but they basically said it's kind of going to be a tactics RPG.
Pre-order.
So it sounds very XCOM, Final Fantasy Tactics, that kind of game. But yeah, I agree. There's some things that I'm excited about, but nothing groundbreaking, nothing shocking, nothing. And I use these two as at this point basically kind of a meme. But there was no Half-Life 3 announcement or, the rumored Metal Gear Solid Silent Hill announcement. None of those really kind of big, groundbreaking announcements, of course. So, I think there's still one more day of stuff, but I don't foresee any huge announcement in the last day of it. But I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but it's hard to say.
Still waiting for the Stanley Parable. Anyways, sorry. I don't think. I just think it's next year at this point. Anyways,
I really want to have the money to build you a real life Stanley Parable setup. Like, I want to have the money to just be able to buy like a rec center or something, and just put all these fake doors and real door, and just throw you in there with a camera, like a head-mounted camera, a little GoPro, and have you play real-life Stanley Parable.
Oh my god, I'll just die.
At the end there will be a coffin for you to just lay down in, because I know that nothing will ever top that in your life.
My friend Can Sandwich, who made avatars of me and even Unbound and stuff, he loves the Stanley Parable. I met him through that, and he showed me this clip of it was kind of like this real life clip of Stanley Parable, is a song, and it was really well done. It was just someone in someone's house, and obviously with it costs money to do all that, but I'll maybe link it in the description. But
I want to. I'd like to.
Not
see
that you would care, but
fun.
It's just it's really well done, and the singing is just I think it's the true ending of the story, Stanley Parable, or something.
Hey, don't get me wrong. I did enjoy the game. Yeah. It was a lot of fun. You're just not. I don't have as much appreciation as you. I'm really glad you made me play it. I'm really glad you suggested it. Because it was interesting.
People to play it.
Yeah, no, you bought it for me, and then I couldn't turn it down. And,
good.
But I was glad, because I said, I did have a lot of fun with it.
XCOM now, or sorry, I gotta finish. No, not that.
Yes, you do. Metal Gear
Solid. And I'm
Yes.
still waiting for it. Thank you. Anyways,
There has to be something that I missed.
we just talked about
swear.
it. Nothing. That'll be fine. So, I'll bring it up at the end if you don't remember. All right.
My brain is
so
not
today's topic is handheld games or mobile games. This was
suggested by a viewer.
Yeah, Unbounded.
Hi, Unbounded.
Hi. But we had this in our backlog for quite some time, so it was kind of funny.
My brain is not working.
Metal Gear Solid. Okay. Anyways, so mobile
that
games.
That is another game that I played, though.
Handheld. Oh, wow, I'm not surprised. Handheld.
Well, to be fair, I started learning the Metal Gear Solid 3 speed run, so... But anyway. Sorry. Proceed.
Why did you switch, by the way? Again.
So, what I want to do is I do want to get back to Metal Gear Solid 1, but for those who have watched other podcasts and stuff, the first 24-hour podcast I did, I wanted to beat the 4 kind of core Kojima, David Hayter Metal Gear Solids. And I failed massively because it took me 17 hours to beat Metal Gear Solid 1. I started Metal Gear Solid 2. I froze it and hadn't saved. So then I played a little bit of 4, and I only beat one of them and all that. I did finally complete all of that, all 4 of them, last year in a 24-hour, but it took me the better part of those 24 hours. So I wanted to start learning the speedruns for all the games to be able to make that marathon of them in a much shorter time. So, and I skipped 2 because there's something else that I kind of want to do with that, and I'm just waiting I'm holding off on that until one thing or another happens. But 3 is the one that took me the longest in the 24-hour to beat, so that's also kind of why I wanted to jump into that one next to really cut down that time from over 7 hours it took me. And I think realistically, once I learn the other half of the speed run, I think I can cut it down to under 2 hours with some practice. So yeah, if I can knock 5 hours off the game, I'll be ecstatic about that.
I'm just going to be mad at him this entire podcast. Is fine. Alright, so anyways, handheld
Brain
games.
is not working!
Handheld games. Thank you.
He didn't do anything.
I didn't, but...
I'm assuming what you're referring to is the helmet I have back there, part of the name.
Yes. Sorry. Yes. Keep going. Yeah.
About the boba skip.
Yes.
Is that what you're referring to?
Thank you.
Speaking of gaming news, so I'm sorry to go off.
He finally got it.
I was thinking like you had got me a Steam game or something. I was like, I didn't get anything, or you had done something else or whatever.
I could.
But no, what Scouter is hinting at, and completely slipped my mind, is a user by the name of Boba Witch, correct?
Mm-hmm.
She decided to play Metal Gear Solid for the first time. I don't know if she had ever played it like a little bit in the past, but I don't think she had ever beaten it. So, fast forward to she's playing, and she gets to a part where you're running up one of the towers, that there's a bunch of staircases, and you've just got to run up this whole thing, and then you get to the top, and everything gets blown up, and then you got to rappel down, and then you got to climb back, and it's a big section. It's a long section. Well, she was playing and got to this one part where there's a door that's normally frozen shut. You cannot get through it. You can't blow it up with C4. You can't kick it down. You can't shoot it with anything. You can't shoot it with a missile or anything like that and get it open. Well, she ran up, was trying to get through the door, happened to turn around, and then clipped through the door and ended up on the other side. And she was excited She didn't really know what she had done.
Yeah.
She sang a little song.
It's fun.
And went on her merry way.
Mm-hmm.
Well, since I started learning the Metal Gear Solid speedruns, I joined the Metal Gear Solid Discord. The Metal Gear Solid Speedrunners Discord, which, quick little plug, if you want to learn the games and you want, or even if you don't want to run the games speedrun-wise, if you just want to learn more about the games or keep up to date on info and stuff, I highly recommend joining the Metal Gear Solid Speedrunners Discord. Those guys are amazing. Everyone is so willing to help. I'm actually part of one of the programs. Huh?
Sorry.
I'm part of one of the programs that they teach the speedruns. That's how I'm learning 3. That when Boba Witch found that little spot there, the Discord blew up. It exploded. Everybody was people were putting the Twitch clip in. Within 12 hours from her streaming, easily within 12 hours, it had been replicated. It had been improved upon, just a more consistent method. And it turns out, I don't know exact percentages or anything, but it turns out that what she did is basically frame perfect. She accidentally found what's pretty much within a few pixels. I don't remember if it's exactly one, pixel that you've got to aim at or what, but by accident found this very tiny window to get knocked through the door and ended up saving 2.5 minutes, which for anybody who doesn't speedrun or doesn't know anything about speedrunning, 2.5 minutes may not sound like a lot, but you have to remember that in the any percent speedrun category, the world record is like half an hour. Well, was half an hour. So to take 2.5 minutes out of half an hour, that's huge.
Right.
And the story blew up. It was articles all over the world, because she, I believe, is in Europe. Correct?
She was in. She's in Europe now, basically.
Oh, okay.
Short.
But anyway, there were articles in Europe, there were articles in America, there were articles, just. I'm sorry.
I said I DM'd you one. I think it was.
Oh yeah. You sent me one. It was just
PC Gamer. Yeah.
Absolutely crazy. Yeah. 2 days ago, the PC any percent.
So the good news is maybe there'll be more people now running. You're concerned with people not joining.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's gonna, I'm sure that those articles and stuff have brought in plenty more runners. More people are joining the Discord and everything. 2 days ago, the world record for PC normal any percent was taken back by D-Limes and is now 35 minutes and 24 seconds. This skip is just decimating these things. The previous world record, I believe, was 38 minutes. I think that's or 37 minutes, I think. Yeah, 37 minutes, I believe it was the world record for that category. It's now down to 35 minutes. This skip was insane, and just, like I said, just blew apart the whole speedrunning world. It was awesome. It was really cool. She was excited. She's been able to do a lot of things, and she kind of merged.
And they're plugging that away, aren't they?
Oh yeah. And but her community is so nice and so great. Some of them started to filter in kind of to the speedrunners and back and forth, and it's been such a pleasant experience. Everybody's been really cool. And it's just so awesome to see. But yeah, so yes,
Anyways,
no, thank you for jogging my brain on that.
Anyways, yes. Sorry to get you off topic. I was just really excited. Like, I nonchalantly show Smokinace. I was like, oh, one of my streamers. I don't really watch her, but I know I've been a Yogscast fan for a while, and she's kind of funny. Anyways, I was like, oh, you might enjoy this, and she like wrote down what she knew about Metal Gear, and I was like, oh, Smokinace would probably get a kick out of this, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, she just did and I think you messaged me, and I didn't see it till later, or what have you. She's like, oh, I just did a skip, and I saw the video, and like she was like, what? Anyway, so who knew that something that I like, I shared with Smokinace, and I know I didn't do the skip, but it's kind of funny, like.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to look to see. Oh yeah, so July 14th, you sent me the first video of hers, and then just over a month later, she completely rips open the Metal Gear Solid speedrunning world. Like, right. Yeah, I was just trying to find when you sent that. That's so that's so great. That was so cool to see. You know, and that just shows you that anybody can find anything. The game is 23 years old. She's never played it before. She's not a speedrunner of Metal Gear Solid. She's not she hasn't played through the game 200 times. There are people in the Metal Gear Solid Discord that have, played that game hundreds of times and beaten it hundreds of times.
Yeah.
And, nobody happened to stumble upon this. And she happens to pull off this really cool little trick that can. And a lot of speedrunners will say that the rappel part that's in that section that she was able to skip is a pretty difficult one to get like a perfect kind of run on. It's just it's a little it handles awkwardly and everything, but now you don't even have to do it. You're able to just skip right past that.
Yeah, she even's trying to find her, like, she showed, like, a comment from her parents, like, her dad or something, like, don't quote me, because I'm, like, here we go.
Oh, I
like,
saw
people
what you're
have
talking
to,
about,
like, ask if you remember, like, anyways, it took Dad 7 months to go through that game and finish it,
Yep.
like, and you did a skip. And so it's kind of cool. It's kind of to get on your point.
To the best of everyone's knowledge, nobody's ever been able to skip that. If somebody has, it hasn't been recorded or spread around or anything. Like so that. It seems that she's the first person in 23 years to find this crazy little glitch. And what's great about it is you can use that skip in any category of Metal Gear Solid speedruns. Like, for anyone who does any sort of speedrunning or knows anything about speedrunning, a lot of games will have multiple different categories. So, like, for Metal Gear Solid, there's all bosses or any percent, or in some of the other ones, there's other little things. But yeah, this skip, every run, every category has to run through that part. Every category had to deal with that. But now you can use that. Everyone was asking her what she was going to name it because she found it. She was going to name it. She wanted to name it Kevin.
Yeah, I saw that.
I don't know where that came from. I don't
think
know,
she's just her sense of humor. Like,
I don't know if it had some real meaning to her or not. But after deliberation, by some of the admins and stuff in the Metal Gear Solid speedrunners community, with her included, they agreed upon Boba Skip. So the Boba Skip is now officially a Metal Gear Solid speedrunning term.
So this is so
there.
Funny that like my thing is. See, this is why I picked this co-host. Anyways, sorry. Bulk of the topic. We're gonna talk about handheld games, and we only have like 30 minutes. Go. All right. So, talking about handheld Game Boy, Vita, the DS. I also put the Switch. in here because it is one, and it was originally mobile games. We just added a little bit more because I feel like mobile games. I don't feel like mobile games is not a lot. There's not a lot of them. So yeah, well, I don't know. I'll start if you want.
Go ahead.
Yeah, since I feel like you always start with stuff, so we changed it up here on Robot Attack. So I for all those, honestly, I can't really speak for much. So that's another reason why I'm starting first. Is the Game Boy I had? I think I missed the memo on Vita, PlayStation 4 Vita. I was kind of always wanting to get it, and I just never did. So I can't speak. I think you probably can on that aspect.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So see, this is why this is why I picked him. And then the DS. I'll have to remember what the DS looks like.
I never owned one. I was just throwing it out there as.
I don't think I did either. I never had a DS, but when I was, I guess I can to attest to part of the DS. Is when I was in summer fun camp. Of course, every Friday the kids can bring like that. They could bring like we watch movies or whatever. It's because it's 5 days of doing activities, and Friday was my supervisor gone. So no, and it was
Smart.
Because honestly, like 5 days of activities with kids is insane. Anyways. And then, mobile games, of course, I play mobile games. So, I'll start off with saying Game Boy. I was just talking before. I don't remember a whole lot of games. The one I played was Pokemon Gold and Silver on the Game Boy. I want to say I played more Silver than I did Gold. I don't know why I like that better. I'd say... And then I believe I also had Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 on there. Very simple. I didn't really... I did the half-pipe game, and that was pretty much all I did. And that, to my knowledge, that's pretty much the only games I played there. So I had... I think it was Purple, too. It was really... maybe. I don't remember. It's been so long, I feel like... Man, I don't even know what I ate for dinner today. So honestly, that's all I could speak for that. I would say generally, for my experience, that was probably the best handheld since the Switch. And then the DS, I could attest to with, like I said, I played the kids. They let me play, and I think, man, like of course they have Mario and stuff on there. It's just, obviously, for Nintendo, it's definitely, it was probably the best thing that happened for them since the GameCube, in my opinion, right? Like, I don't know, Nintendo really didn't do a whole lot. They've just been, as I mentioned, probably in this podcast before, like, Nintendo, until the Switch, really didn't have much going for them. Yeah, you have,
But they did corner the handheld market for sure. The Game Boy. When I don't remember the Game Boy coming out, but it basically took the world by storm because you went, oh wait, these video games that we had on consoles that were connected to our TVs, we can take those video games with us. It just kind of, that it led to the Sega Genesis, or not the Sega Genesis, the Game Gear, and just expanded upon that and just kind of catapulted things off to new heights with the handheld market, and they just kind of really rolled with it for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to look through the games that they had on there. Of course, you have Mario. I mean, that's going to be fun. Whether or not it is any console for Nintendo, it's always going to be fun. But honestly, I'm looking through these and I'm like, man, I don't even remember playing any of these on the kids' DS. Anyways, but yeah, yeah, well, you're saying if it wasn't for them, who knows where the handheld market would be? Because as you said, it set people up. Now we had the PS Vita, and because of that, and then what else? Mobile games. I can't. So I don't. This is probably the one I can't speak on because I could. Obviously, I've had some. Had some good mobile games, I guess. Good memories, I guess. I think the problem, I think we mentioned before on the podcast, is pay to win. DLC and mobile games, anything free is gonna have that, and it's just at a certain point. You're gonna have to pay to play. It's just gonna get, of course, like I played Simpsons Tap In again. Like that was fun until it just got boring. Like I know that there are good pay ones. For instance, Roller Coaster Tycoon Classic is on mobile. So I have yet to spend the money on mobile games, and I don't know. As you know, I'm a point and mouse kind of game. I think just mobile games is not. I guess the one I play the most of was Hearthstone. And without, I definitely uninstalled it when stuff happened. I will say that I literally uninstalled all my Blizzard games, but obviously before the recent events happened, Hearthstone, and then stuff again. I don't want to say too much, but unfortunately things happen, as you're well aware if you're in the gaming community, but definitely uninstalled it even on mobile and my computer. But that's it. That was probably the game I did play on mobile. Until recently. But like I said, I apologize, by the way. But anyways, can't control what game companies do. That's on them. But I'd say just generally, the big one, I'd say best for last is the Switch. It's just so stupid easy. Like, I saw this too. I technically, and I did this when I was younger, the GameCube really was the first handheld, if you really want to think about it. I mean, they have a handle that you could, and it's really not that many cords to, like, unplug, where... Oh man, he's gone. After I shared you the clip, like literally, name another system that's not bulky that you can just like carry, like the GameCube.
PlayStation 2.
I guess, but the GameCube was so small and compact that you could just pick it up and take it. And I did that, and. Like, people, I see tweets once in a while, like, this is a handle, and you could, and, so anyways, the Switch.
It is funny that they did attach a handle to the console.
Right. It's just, it's so small and compact that you could just I think I did that once, too. But anyways, the Switch, we're talking about handheld, legitly handheld. The Switch is great. I don't know what's gonna come. I mean, I think we talked about this last podcast about Steam kind of going on that realm of
very cautiously optimistic about.
Yeah, I think I mentioned
if it can deliver, it's going to be amazing.
Yeah,
but it has a big standard to hold up to.
Right.
They have set a bar that's I hope it works. I really hope it works.
I mean, again, what we said before, what I said before is like, man, Nintendo has to step up their game because, I mean, yeah, they got these competition now, like with Steam and man, I hope it does. I mean, part of me hope it does, but part of me like, you know what? Heck with Nintendo. Like, yeah, I like Nintendo, but like, man, they just, I don't know what they do. Like, why they pay, like, they never lower their prices of games. It just boggles my mind.
It worked for them.
Yeah, but
if it didn't work, they wouldn't do it.
I guess.
Like, and it sucks as a consumer, but until...
I'm still gonna pay $60 for Super Mario Golf. And I regret that decision today. Yeah. Anyways, I mean, it's just so nice that you could literally throw it on your computer, or well, now I'm on my computer now. I got a this thing, whatever it's called. I have that, and I can.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah, I'm a streamer now. It's just so cool to like just stream console, and now I'm playing console games on stream. So you're welcome.
Check out Scouter715.
You're welcome
on Twitch.
No, don't do that. Anyway, so
Twitch.com/Scouter715.
Shush. I love how you could like even buy another thing if you have more than one TV. I didn't even know this till recently. If you buy, another case thing.
Gotcha.
For the Switch to go on your computer or your TV, you could have. They're like $30, which is a little bit pricey, but you could have one, on a big screen or on, your bedroom TV, or and then if you want to, what I do is go camping, and then here I go. Like, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's just ready to go, ready to play. The battery and the memory. I just literally bought an SD card today because I bought Fortnite. Well, didn't buy it, but downloaded Fortnite.
I thought you didn't play that.
Oh yeah, I don't play that. That's right. I will say it's, and we could mention this on another podcast, but I think just playing with somebody is just, and it is. I won some games, and then apologize. First time ever. We'll edit out.
And mark the time.
We're done here. But like, honestly, I think we mentioned this before. Just generally try out a game, and then if you don't like it, you can return it. Like Steam has that policy, and like you're more likely gonna spend money down the line on Age of Empires, the new game. So you might as well pick up.
Of Heroes 3, heck yeah.
Pick up a game and you could always return it. But obviously with like free games or hard copies or Nintendo Switch, you can't really return those. Anyways, yeah, it's a lot of fun. Anyways, I had to buy like the memory. Like the only thing is memory and battery life for the Switch, and that's what I'm nervous about with Steam. I'm sure it's going to be... I mean, who knows? I mean, one way to find out, I'm excited to... Yeah, I'll wait a little bit. As we mentioned, I think I'll wait till people start playing it and, like, how nice it is or not nice. And then... I mean, I'm pretty happy, like, with the Steam Link that you can play, like, on the big screen, your Steam game. So, like, I don't really see myself playing Steam games, like... I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, I know that was short for me. I didn't really have very many handheld growing up, or until the Switch, really. I think, again, PS Vita didn't really... Some of it sparked my interest, but not clearly. Like, I was ready to buy at the time, but I was just like, Anyways, your turn, sir. You could maybe shed on the light on PS Vita... Vista.
Vita. Yeah. The only handheld console that I had for a very long time was a Game Boy Color.
Yeah, that's what.
I didn't have a ton of it. I have a ton of games for it, but I had a couple. I had Pokemon Red. That was the first game that I ever played on there. That was, a game that I played a bunch, played over at my friend's house. We had the he had the link cable, so me and a couple other friends, we would do a little bit with that. But, that was it was a main staple of games I played on the Game Boy Color. Marble Madness, which probably nobody has really ever heard of. It was kind of a fun little game. Definitely a tough game. I for sure never beat the game, but I had a lot of fun with it. Had some other games here and there. Can't really think of them. Kind of like you were saying, I don't really remember a whole lot. But there was one game that I know you're going to roll your eyes at, but Metal Gear Solid. They actually had a Game Boy Color Metal Gear Solid.
Really?
In Japan, it was released as Metal Gear Ghost Babel, but yeah, it was just called Metal Gear Solid. It was its own game. It didn't follow it definitely wasn't the Metal Gear Solid that's on PlayStation or anything, but it's more in line with the original Metal Gear games that were on the Nintendo, the NES, the original NES. And it's kind of funny thinking about the Game Boy and the Game Boy Color and moving to the Switch now, because I don't know how many people are either old enough to have remembered this or who have seen it even, but there was a thing called the Super Game Boy. Do you remember the Super Game Boy?
Is that the one with you could do maybe that was an attachment.
It was
like an attachment that's like white and it's like magnifying glass. It has
nope.
Am I thinking of something
what
else?
It was? You're thinking of something else. What the Super Game Boy was?
I remember that.
Was a Super Nintendo cartridge that you could plug Game Boy games into and play them on your TV.
Oh, right.
So, sound familiar? It's basically the Switch.
Yeah.
You could play Game Boy games on your TV. Way back in the 90s, Nintendo was already making it so you could play your handheld games on the go, or you could play them on your television. And that was one of the coolest things in the world.
Couldn't you do something on the GameCube too?
I never owned a GameCube, so I'm not sure. That's very possible. I think you could with like the Game Boy Advance or something.
Because I think is like you could connect it, just like.
I think you're right. Like I said, I never owned a Game Boy past the Color, and I never owned a GameCube. But I think you're right. I think there was a connection there.
Oh, I was wrong. It's Tony Hawk Pro Skater. I think I had.
That's what.
Regardless, maybe. Anyway, I had a Tony Hawk game. I just don't remember which one. Anyway, sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good. But yeah, no. Nintendo's obviously been trying to do what they've accomplished with the Switch for a long time. I mean, the Wii U was, the screen was in your console, and you could play it through the console on the TV. I think you're right about the DS, or not the DS, maybe the DS, but I think the Game Boy Advance could be a controller for the GameCube or something. There was the Super Game Boy. But anyway, moving on, the next handheld that I owned was the PSP. Had that for a long time, played some, a bunch of games on there. I had a lot of fun with that. I don't really remember too many games I had for it. But I owned that. Then I owned the PSP Go, which for anyone who remembers it or doesn't remember it, it was a more compact PSP, but it would slide open and that would reveal the buttons and everything. I loved that thing. That was awesome. It was a great size. I played so much Gran Turismo on that, along with some other games. But before the Switch, and still, in my opinion, even rivals the Switch now, only because it has so many more games for it, but the PSP Vita. Or sorry, the PS Vita. That is still one of my favorite consoles. Not even, handhelds or anything, but favorite consoles. It's in the top, the top list, because there are so many great games. I'm heartbroken that the support wasn't there for the Vita, and just some of the decisions that Sony made and things like that with it. But just to run down a little list of some of my favorites on the Vita: Uncharted Golden Abyss, fantastic game, really great Uncharted game, really great third-person shooter, great action adventure. Killzone Mercenary, an awesome first-person shooter for the Vita. I had a lot of fun with that. Played a bunch of that. They had a Little Big Planet for the Vita. Again, pretty much taking what was on the console, shifting it onto a portable system that still had so much fun, a lot of tools, a lot of creativity, a lot of just fun there. Hotline Miami, going a more mature route, which is a really fun, basically a puzzle shooter. If you've played it, you understand. If you haven't, look it up. It is definitely a rated mature game.
Oh yeah,
it's very.
Do not show your parents.
No, it is extremely graphic, but it's a lot of fun. Like I said, it's. Am I correct in saying it's basically a puzzle game?
I mean, yeah, puzzle shoot 'em up.
Yeah, it's pretty much
kind of a puzzle game, but
yeah,
I'd say puzzle. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, I really want to go back. Those both were fun games, 1 and 2. For something a little bit different, Sound Shapes. For nobody, a cat has broken into your room.
I see that.
Watch out.
Watch out. She wants to know.
She heard about Sound Shapes and she was all about it.
Why is it like that?
That was a really fun music-centered game. You could make your own levels, and basically you'd put in different blocks and different items to move around, and it was a platformer heavily based on music, and it was really good.
Did you see Rad Does Games' recent stream of was it Dr. Beat or something?
Rhythm Doctor.
Yes, Rhythm Doctor.
Yes,
and that was really fun.
In an upcoming thing, I plan on playing at least some of that.
Yeah,
because
this music was fun too.
Yeah, that looked like a lot of fun, and it kind of in a way makes me think of Sound Shapes, but on a different level, on a different scale. It's definitely more like Guitar Hero-y and stuff, which I think I talked about it before. I was never a huge music game fan. But yeah, no, Rhythm Doctor looks like a lot of fun. I know Rad had a lot of fun with the game. But yeah, I plan on checking that out actually in a week here. But yeah, that oh man, I'm excited to check that one out.
Yeah.
I played plenty of baseball on the Vita. It was nice to have a very solid MLB The Show experience. I bought a few years. That was one of the first games that I ever experienced where they had a deal where you could buy the PlayStation 3 version of it and get the Vita version of it, and that was really cool. I really like that because you could transfer your save. I know you can do that on a lot of other things, but they had a good deal where you could get both for a lesser price. One of my all-time favorite games that led me to another game, Persona 4 Golden. On many lists, that's put as one of, if not the best games on the Vita. If you like turn-based RPGs, I can't recommend the Persona series enough. I had never played a Persona game before. GameStop one day was talking with the employee, and he mentioned Persona 4. I had never heard of it before. He said, if you like Final Fantasy, you'll probably like this. 4 blew my mind. The story was fantastic. The characters were, incredible. I loved the battle system for it. I don't want to say too much about the story itself because I want people that are interested in it to check it out. But Persona 4, I will say, basically there's a TV show that keeps pulling people into it and murdering them. And I'll kind of leave it at that, but it was a lot of fun. And the last game that I have to talk about on the Vita is kind of a cop-out in a way because it's 2 games in one, but the Metal Gear Solid HD collection.
Oh my lord.
The only thing that I'm sad about them not having on that is Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, because it has Metal Gear Solid 2 and Metal Gear Solid 3. But I'm sad they didn't include Peace Walker in that, just I'm assuming because of spacing. But you could also, another benefit is you could play a lot of PlayStation 1 classics on the Vita, because you could buy them from the store, and you could play them. So, you could play Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 3 on the Vita, just in a different form. And you could play so many other classic PlayStation 1 games that you could buy and put on there. But yeah, no, the Vita is, like I said, for the time being, my top handheld console, only because the sheer amount of games that it has versus the Switch right now. Shifting towards the Switch, I love my Switch. I play my Switch almost every day. There's a lot of fun games already out on it. I know it's been out for a little while now, but you know, just to name a few, Super Mario Odyssey, a really, really great Super Mario game. Had a lot of fun worlds. It had some fun callbacks. It had some fun jokes.
I still need to get back into that one.
Yeah, I definitely recommend playing it because there's so many levels that are they make you laugh just with kind of what they did.
Just this alone, these 3 on the Switch. That's it. Sorry, I forgot.
That is all.
To mention for Spotify listeners, I found these collectible coin sets, Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine. It's the 3D Super Mario 3D All-Stars, like coins.
Yeah.
Anyways, continue.
Yeah, no, but yeah, Super Mario Odyssey, great game for anyone who owns a Switch. As you said earlier, Mario is going to be fun on a Nintendo console.
No
Odyssey is no different. It's a really fun
game. The only
game.
so far game that I didn't like is Super Mario Speed Golf, so they got a pretty low bar to beat that.
Pokemon Sword and Shield. I had Pokemon Sword. That was a lot of fun. It was fun. I hadn't played a Pokemon game Actually, I hadn't beaten a Pokemon game since Red. That was the first Pokemon game I ever owned. The only Pokemon game I ever owned up until Sword. And Sword was a lot of fun. I've played a little bit through, definitely not emulators, absolutely through, physical consoles and everything. But I played a little bit of some other Pokemon games on there. I borrowed a 3DS from a friend and played a tiny little bit of Sun or Moon, one of them, but I didn't get that far in it. But back to the Switch, of course, Super Smash Brothers, great game, a lot of fun there. I'm definitely not great at it, especially when I go up against other people who are much more skilled than me. Super Mario Maker 2, I've had a lot of fun with that one. Cuphead, I actually beat Cuphead on stream.
Oh my god!
A year or two ago. I had so much fun with that. That's a fun game. I
want to play it,
challenge.
But I will probably yell a lot. It's going to be a lot of yelling.
It's a tough game, but it's a lot of fun. It's very much along the lines of Dark Souls, where you can get extremely frustrated with it.
And you can play it in multiplayer.
You can play it multiplayer. But yeah, it's very tough. And you'll get so frustrated.
And then you're like,
but then
I'm
you'll
gonna
say
play
the classic, one more. Just one. I can't tell you how many streams I had where I would be on a boss. I'd be to the boss, and it'd be right there. And I planned on stopping streaming at like 11:40 rolls around. Just one more, because it is a very rewarding game when you do beat that boss. I played Undertale on the Switch, and that instantly became one of my top 10 favorite games. That game, I understand why people fell in love with that, because it's really good. It is a really good game. So unique. I've never played anything like it since or before. It has elements from some other games, but it's its own thing. And boy, does it do it well. Just kind of rounding out, it's gone now, but Tetris 99, that was fun. Well, it lasted.
Mario 99.
Mario 99 was pretty fun. I wish they didn't get rid of those, because they were... Oh, yeah, Mario...
I think it was 35 because of the anniversary.
Yes, yeah. But yeah, those were fun. I wish they kept them around, but So it should be. And there was...
Yeah, 35. I uninstalled them.
Yeah, they're... I think I might have kept them because I still had space, but also I was like, well, maybe they'll bring them back. There's some other games that I definitely want to play. I just haven't gotten around to. As always, as we've talked about before, the list of a gamer goes forever.
Mm-hmm. I will say, sorry, I also played Borderlands 2 last month with Firebrand, KKR, Unbound, and
such a great game.
There's a lot going on in that game. I think it took me to the end of the stream that I'm like, oh, now I'm getting it. Like, it's just like when you think you're done, there's just like more chaos, and I'm just like, all right, can we just like breathe a little bit?
No breathing in Borderlands. The characters are amazing.
I don't know.
The characters are so good.
I'm sure maybe I'll try again, but I don't know. Anyway, sorry, off topic. Anyways.
No, I feel like Borderlands is one of those games that, in a way, you almost need to play through the story by yourself so that you're paying attention to the story, and then go back and play with friends, because the co-op is incredible. I love it's drop in, drop out. If you're playing and if I drop in, it makes the enemies harder, so that way we're not just stomping through. It bases it off of both of our levels and everything, and then if I drop out, it lessens the difficulty a little bit for you. But yeah, I feel like because of the story, the characters are so much fun in those games that I feel like you at least need to see a little bit about them. Did you play from the beginning?
I just
played. Jump into the middle?
No, the beginning, because I think because they couldn't play like where they left off because I didn't play. I don't know how.
Oh, I think I
forgot.
Can't remember. I think you have to be within so many levels of each other, but I don't remember. It's been a while since I've played co-op on there. But yeah, oh man,
sorry to disappoint you.
No,
I just had to include that, and I forgot to mention it because.
Yeah, no, you're good.
I don't know. Maybe I'll try again, and maybe now that I understood a little bit more of the game.
You said Borderlands 2?
Yeah.
Okay, so if nothing else, just look up the best Handsome Jack quotes.
Okay.
Just look up a video.
I will say they say robots attack all the time, so I guess I can't hate the game too much.
Handsome Jack easily top 5 villains of all time of any genre. Handsome Jack is so well written and performs so well that like I said, if you don't plan on playing the story by yourself or really focusing on the story, at the very least look up the best Handsome Jack quotes, because some of the things he says are so good.
Yeah.
Like he invented Butt Stallion. In one of his little ramblings, he mentions the name of a diamond-encrusted pony that he named Butt Stallion. Butt Stallion became a staple of Borderlands in later in the game. Like Tiny Tina's Assault. Unbounded gave me the name of it in the comments of our one podcast. Tiny Tina's Assault on Tiny Tina's.
We'll get there.
I can't remember now. Wait, no, that was a separate. I'm losing my mind. But I know that in that, Butt Stallion was a big fixture in that DLC, and I still need to play it. I'm disappointed in myself, and that reminds me that I need to put that back up higher on my list. But yeah, anyway, I know you'll find that really quick here in a bit.
Maybe.
But yeah, anyway, getting back to the Switch, yeah, there's still a lot of games that I need to play that are out. And Enter the Gungeon. I've played that on the Switch. That's a fun, challenging game. A really good bullet hell kind of tough challenge there, but also so much fun.
Tina's Assault on Dragon Keep.
Yes, thank you. That, Butt Stallion became something in that DLC, like, just based on what Handsome Jack had said and kind of what followed with that. Of course, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, a lot of fun. But yeah, as far as console games, yeah, that's pretty much it. I know we don't have much or any time left, but I'll touch really quick on mobile games. I play a lot of mobile games as just time wasters.
Yeah.
I'm at work and I'm on break. I'll play. I'll open up. There's a really fun shooter game that I just discovered not long ago called Cover Fire. It's a free game. I, along with you, have never paid for a mobile game. No, I take that back. I did buy one game way back when on an old, not touchscreen phone, but it was a Call of Duty game that I wanted to check out. But that was $5. But other than that, I've never spent money on any free-to-play games.
I forgot one. I did just do Pokemon Go recently, but...
I forgot about Pokemon Go.
It's just more of a... I don't know. Yeah, same thing, like if you're out or walking and you just, want to doodle, then you could do that, I guess. Yeah,
pop it open. At one of the theaters that I worked at,
we had a Hearthstone. I'm uninstalling it as we speak. Also, there's Minecraft Earth, which is like the same concept as Pokemon Go, but it's Minecraft. But not a lot of people, and I should have looked through this. And you can play the games on mobile with your Steam. So.
Oh yeah.
There's a stream link there too, but
a game that I know that you've played. I don't know if you played it on mobile at all, but Among Us. Yeah. I almost exclusively played Among Us on mobile. I played a little bit on computer when Scouter, myself, and some other extra lifers played some Among Us. I played on PC, but played a lot of that. I played Boom Beach, Clash of Clans, Clash Royale.
Oh my god.
I've played those for a while, but I've never spent a cent on any of them. I've never paid any money for those. I have Euchre on here. I have chess on my phone, which, hey, those still count as, mobile games. Into the Dead 2, specifically, Into the Dead 2, a really fun kind of zombie auto runner. But it's a fun game. It's free to play. There's a lot of content for playing for free. I have a couple of Final Fantasy games that, again, free to play. A lot of fun. You have the battle systems of the old school Final Fantasy games. I have a football game called Retro Bowl. That one's a lot of fun. Sierra 7, a play on Rainbow Six. For anybody who knows the phonetic alphabet, Sierra comes after... Sierra is S after R, so Rainbow Sierra. They're playing a joke on that, and then 6 into 7. But that's a fun free game. I have Solitaire. Don't tell anyone, but I have definitely not emulators on my phone. Of course not. I would never do that.
Yeah, just don't tell anyone I played Fortnite, and we call it even.
Deal. Edit that out. Just make sure to bleep my mouth when I say emulators.
Right.
But yeah, there's some. Heck, there's a game called Spaceflight Simulator. It's not as detailed as Kerbal Space Program, but it's still kind of fun. Like I said, it's definitely not nearly as detailed, but you can build a multi-stage rocket. You can fly into the, get out of the atmosphere. I've never been able to land on the moon, but I've tried. It's apparently landing on the moon is difficult. But yeah, I have poker on my phone. Imagine that.
Wow.
But yeah, no, there's a game that finally came to the Western region. It finally came to the Americas. Mega Man X Dive, a pretty fun Mega Man game that is really well fleshed out. There's a lot of content there. You kind of go through some old school stuff, and you're sort of kind of fixing the timeline, changing the timeline. A fun game there. Dr. Mario World, pretty fun game. For anybody who played old school Dr. Mario, another free game. That one's better than some of the other Nintendo mobile apps where you can actually play this one without having to, you can spend money, of course, and that's going to help you do better. But heck, going back, did you ever play, was it Draw Something?
Yes.
Draw Something.
It was...
Tribute.
God. I think it was like on this web browser, because they had other games besides Draw Something.
I think it was, yeah, I believe it was web browser as well, but they had it on mobile. I know I used to play that with some friends.
Yeah.
Candy Crush, of course, anybody who's ever owned a phone has at least heard of Candy Crush. I haven't played that in a while, but I definitely went through way too many levels of Candy Crush. I play a lot of things, but I play them in little chunks. I know I have a lot of hours in some games like Clash Royale. I've been playing it for 7 years, 6 years, however long. But I've gotten my money's worth, even though I haven't paid a cent. But yeah. Anyway, I'm just spouting off different titles now.
Okay.
But
I mean, like Jackbox. I mean, Steam games are getting there.
Yeah.
Like, Jackbox, and then, like you said, Among Us. So, like, they have these capabilities of, mobile games or stuff on mobile games.
Mm-hmm. Quick side note, backtracking. One of the big features of the Vita that I really liked is remote play, which, as we've talked about with other older consoles and stuff in the Switch, but you can control your PS4 or your PS5 with the Vita, and you can play games right on it. One of the coolest things that I saw video game wise was I had a friend who he used to live here, and then he moved to a completely different state. He went from up in the Midwest to he went down into the South. And I was able to turn on and play his PS4 with my Vita. It was pretty choppy, and that was just because his internet wasn't the greatest, my internet wasn't the greatest. But still, the fact that we weren't on the same Wi-Fi network, we weren't in the same state, we were, 1,000 miles away from each other or anything, but I could play his PS4 with my PS Vita. I see cat ears.
Yeah, that's what. Sorry.
But yeah, that was just something really cool. And yeah, like we mentioned near the beginning, the Steam Deck has a lot of potential. I'm usually an early adopter. For anybody who knows me for more than 2 seconds, I'm an early adopter. I wanted a PS3 the day that it came out, but with the whole limited supplies and all that, I wasn't able to get one. I Vita at the midnight release. I bought a PS4 at the midnight release. I bought the PSP Go at the midnight release.
Oh
I bought the PS5 as soon as I could. I was able to pre-order one and get it day one. I'm an early adopter. I'll admit it. Have I been happy with it? Heck yeah. I love getting new shiny tech. But the price point and the shoes that the Steam Deck have to fill, I can't bring myself to be an early adopter for it. I like you mentioned too, I need to see it in action.
Yeah.
You know,
I think that one I might have to.
You know, can I play Battlefield from my Steam account on my Steam Deck for more than 20 minutes, or is it going to kill my battery?
Yeah.
Is lag going to be so unbelievable that I don't stand a chance in these multiplayer games? You know, for single player games, I'm sure it'll be fine. But for anything that's, you know, multiplayer, whatnot, you know, if me and you want to play a game together, like this or a cleanup detail, you know, is me lagging in the game going to affect our experience if you're playing on a computer, or if we're both playing on a Steam Deck? Is the lag from the streaming of it and everything going to be so great that, let's just go to our computers and play? You know, there's a lot of things that we need to see with the Steam Deck to see if it's going to be worth it, or if it's just going to kind of be something that it's like, oh, all right, you know, we don't, you know, I don't know. I hope it does well, but like I said, even the base price point, I can't bring myself to take that gamble yet. You know, once it's been out for a few months, been in the real world, you know, in real people's hands, not in a controlled lab environment, you know, and I hope it doesn't fail. I hope it does what it says it's going to do, because that could really open the doors to more things. Like I said, I'm really sad that the Vita is dead. You know, it's gone by the wayside. It lost all support.
It got dead so fast.
It did.
Just I think we mentioned this too, you know, before, but
I believe so. But yeah, like, game developers weren't backing it as much. You know, Sony was kind of kicking it to the curb and everything, and I still love it. I still play it at least once a week, if not more. Like, I still play games on it to this day, but there's no more games coming out for it, and it breaks my heart. But hopefully, with the success of the Switch, with the hopeful success of the Steam Deck to come, I really hope that we're going to see kind of more.
You know
more
what?
Things
you know what's not going to ever beat anything ever? Snake on the original flip phone.
The Nokia.
Yeah.
Nokia Snake.
We want to talk about. If we want to talk about handheld mobile games, that's OG. Oh my god! Sorry, I was looking at Sony Handheld, and then it brought up a flip phone, and I'm like, Snake. Oh yeah, I forgot playing that.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Anyways,
Solitaire and Snake.
Solitaire and Snake. Yeah. What a life to be in, right? Those were the days. Remembered one thing. There's a handheld. You could play the Oregon Trail on Handheld. They have. Target has this, and then we're not sponsored, but I think it's the Target exclusive handheld Oregon Trail that they produced, and I had to buy the crap out of that one.
That's awesome. Yeah, I forgot to mention, I had a couple of those little, like, single game handhelds, you know, like with that, or I had a Terminator one that me and my brother played all the time on vacation, or like when we were visiting my grandparents and whatnot. After we're supposed to go to bed, you pull out the little Terminator, and we're trying to beat each other's high score and everything. But yeah, there's mobile gaming is definitely not dead, and by mobile I mean,
I think it's going to be the future. I mean,
phones are
pretty much what I heard too is, like, if you want to get into like being a game developer, get into mobile games. It's just going to be the future.
To go on a small tangent, something that I'm still very bitter about there was rumors that they were going to remake the Final Fantasy games 1 through 6. And they were going to re-release them and update them and make them a little bit more shiny and stuff like that. And they announced it. They announced that Final Fantasy 1 through 6 were going to be pixel remasters. They released the first 3. The 4th one just came out today or yesterday or something. But they released the first 4 have released only on Steam and mobile. Like, the games were already on Steam. I could already buy the Final Fantasy games on Steam. You could already buy the Final Fantasy games on mobile. They remastered them for Steam and mobile, and that's it. They said if there's enough demand, they'll bring them to consoles. But I know a lot of people are really upset about that. But like you said, there are so many games. There are some big companies. There are some big AAA companies that are leaning more and more towards mobile gaming. And it's phones are getting a lot more powerful. This phone has so much more power than an NES, a Super NES, and a N64 all combined. There's a reason I can run an emulator of a PlayStation game. I can play. Fact, yeah, no, I could. Right. I won't, but I could play.
You didn't. You won't, ever.
I didn't. I never have. I could play Final Fantasy VII, which, to be fair, hang on, let's just go for a second. I own Final Fantasy VII on PlayStation, on PS4, on PS5. Well, no, that's the same copy. On PC, I own like 4 copies of that game. I don't feel bad trying to run it on my phone as a can I?
True.
Like, I own that. I've paid multiple times to get that game. So, but anyway, I can emulate PS1 games on my phone and play them on my phone. So the fact that shows you how much power is getting more and more into mobile phones and stuff like that. But at the same time, I still want those games on console. I would love to have Final Fantasy 1 through 6 on the Switch.
You'll still buy it.
Yeah, and that would be amazing. And the price that they're charging for these pixel remasters is ridiculous. But that's a whole thing in and of itself.
Podcast.
Yeah, that's a topic I won't get into more than just saying they're way overpriced for what they are. But anyway, I will step down from my soapbox.
It's fine.
Hey, at least we kept on topic.
Yeah, we're good for once.
I'm impressed there.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
I will say, sorry, real quick plug.
Here's another 15 minutes.
No, quick one. I promise. My friend, Fox Rabbit, who made the design of this podcast on Spotify, had it suggested to her, and she lives in Europe. And
oh yeah, I saw that.
It's really cool,
that was cool
to see. So appreciate if you have it on recommendation. If you don't, well, I hate you. No, if you don't...
Well, and we just lost you.
And we just lost you. No, I'm just kidding. I'm joking. If you haven't yet, check us out.
Robot Attack does not share the views of any of its presenters. Please disregard
Right, no. No, it's like she has like almost 1,000 followers, and I'm hoping we got some backing from that. But like, I'm not here for her to be a cloud for us, or just generally, but it's just obviously cool to see like someone on the other side of the world got it recommended to her.
Literally across the pond.
Like I think I just like kind of like of course, like because it's her art. I'm like, hey, look, it's like we're on T-shirts now, like or whatever. Like she's cool with me using that art, and like I'm like, hey, by the way, I'm not like keeping a profit. I'm donating it to, like, she's like, no, it's yours. You do what you want with it. I'm like, I'm not, you know.
Yeah.
She's cool. Like she's pretty cool with like that. And anyways, yeah, check us out on Spotify. See, this is a great segue. Check out Smokinace007 on Twitch. He'll be back on Metal Gear Solid speedrunning, trying to do the Boba skip, I hope. See,
I
now that I linked you that, now you're gonna get back to the first
I
Metal
will
Gear
actually
Solid.
be playing that as well in. Well, anyway, that.
And I started to like do a little bit memorizing of Resident Evil 4, but oh, man, it's just gonna. He did it live stream, so it was like he's communicating with chat. So maybe I'll like double speed it or something because he's like, "Oh, hey, Bob," you know. Anyways, check out me.
Bob's a great guy on Twitch, by the way.
I know, check him out.
Bob is a really nice guy.
Check out me, Scott007, but also see I did it for you.
Absolutely. Dang it!
Check out Smokinace.
I'm useless. I have no point being here
good.
anymore.
Good. But yeah, appreciate again spending time. We'll have always any mobile games you want to let us know what you played. Would be great. Or
growing
anyone's
up or now.
Yeah, let us know so that way we could mention it.
And are you excited about the Steam Deck? Have you pre-ordered one? Are you going to get one when it comes out? Are you going to see it, let it see it kind of like we've talked about? Are you going to wait to see it in action for a couple months or see how the first year goes and kind of see where it leads to and then maybe pick it up later? Let us know. And as always, just like this episode here, let us know if you have a suggestion for a future topic. Unbounded was nice enough to kind of bring up this suggestion, and we now made a whole podcast for it. So let us know. And
in the past, we did Canned Sandwich. And pretty much everyone who suggested something, we did it. So
so let us know your awesome idea. And then we'll link you to that, and then hopefully you can catch up. Yeah,
or we'll figure it out. Anyways, thanks all for watching, listening, wherever you are wherever you are in Kentucky. There's that one viewer now in Kentucky freaking out. Thanks for listening. I'll see you guys next month, and I appreciate it. Really do.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you very much.
Bye.